If you read the Bible and you think it says one thing, and somebody else reads the Bible and thinks it says another thing, how do you know you're right?
I mean, I think that's just the Holy Spirit that you feel inside. But I'm always open-minded.
If they say they have the Holy Spirit and you say you have the Holy Spirit, who's right?
I don't really care about who's right. I read the Bible myself, and I also interpret it the way I, understand it.
That's called exegesis. So exegesis is you read the Bible, and you have the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is speaking through you as you interpret what the passage means. And somebody else who's next to you, he also has the Holy Spirit, and he interprets it to mean something else. How do you determine which one of you is correct? How do you know that you're not wrong and he's not right?
I guess you don't. I'm always okay with being wrong.
But there is a way.
I just feel like
there is a way that you can know.
If your religion, kept you in God's presence, why do you practice variance every day? It seems like a fleshly thing rather than living in the Spirit, which is, trying to live with love, joy, happiness, self-control, and all those things, and being nice to people, but you argue with people every day.
Christianity is about mastering the passions.
There's a lot of things in the Bible.
There's a time and a place for passions, but you're not supposed to live inside of passions. Not at all. That's antithetical to Christian ethics, is to live inside your passions. Just
it's about living
every day.
In the Spirit.
What's that?
It's about living in the Spirit and not in flesh.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
Galatians 5, about living in the Spirit. There's a whole thing about living in the Spirit.
Yeah, but what does that mean, though? Like, how would you instruct somebody to do that?
Well, you would see the part where it says that is the flesh, which is sexual impurity, wrath, variance, like all the...
Yeah, but 500 different people read that and come away with 500 different interpretations. How do you know which one's right? How do you know who's correct? That's the big problem, right?
Well, are you saying that you're correct? Because I'm not saying that I'm completely correct. I'm saying that I'm still learning, but you act like you know everything.
We have what's called apostolic succession, which goes all the way back to the original apostles of Jesus Christ from the church with an unchanging tradition. And by the way, my church were the ones who put the Bible together. We were the ones who put it together. Put the entire Bible together, that was us.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not even trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to express.
Originators.
This is why there's different denominations, and why I think that these questions are important. I think the questions are important because just saying, well, I can read the book and I know what it means and it means what it says, everybody else who reads it says the exact same thing, and there has to be some way to determine what's correct and what isn't.
I definitely want to learn theology, but yeah, I think being loving is important, and I don't feel a lot of love in your spirit, Andrew. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, have I done something to you?
No, it's your spirit.
What does that mean? You can judge my spirit?
I have nothing to say.
By what capacity can you judge somebody's spirit?
If you don't know that in your heart, I can't explain it to you.
Oh, okay. So you know my spirit and you can judge it through a screen based on a couple of minutes of exchange?
I can judge your energy, yes.
Oh, you can judge my energy. Is that a Christian tenet? Judging people's energy, or is that a satanic tenet?
It's not satanic. Everything is spirit and energy.
Everything is spirit energy. Where can I find that? Is that in the book of You Just Made It the Fuck Up? Was it chapter 4 or 5? Like, where can I find this in the Bible? Everything is spirit energy, and then I can learn how to judge it.
Isn't that heresy?
Total heresy. But go ahead, tell me where it is.
I just don't feel the Holy Spirit in you. I feel variance, and I refuse to argue
with you anymore.
Why would I
listen to the determination if somebody doesn't feel the Holy Spirit coming off of me when they just got done explaining to me a heresy? A literal heresy that you judge people based on energy that's coming off of them. By the way, does your church have a female pastor?
We don't.
I mean, I know it does. Yeah, it does. I just looked it up. I'm looking at her name right now. Do you want her name? Why'd you just lie? Is that a Christian tenet?
I've never seen a female pastor.
Never once, huh?
Not that I've only been a few times.
Okay.
I'm new to this church, but I like it.
Okay.
But I don't care to argue with you much longer.
Yeah, no, but I care to argue with you. I mean, now we're in the discussion. You just said that I have no Holy Spirit, right? So, and I don't know what you're judging this metric by. Can you tell me though, now that you know that there's a female pastor there, are you going to stay there? Because I mean, clearly that's a heresy, at least, right? Or no?
I'd have to figure that out and judge it myself, but I'm not Orthodox like you. I don't think she's...
Yeah, even Protestants don't believe that there's supposed to be female pastors.
But it also says that women should be submissive, and another pastor said that was written back in a time where people were more misogynistic, and people were treating women way worse back then, and he believes that men and women should put each other first and submit to each other, and I think that's true love, is putting the other person first. So everyone has their own opinion, and I respect everyone's opinion. So then how do we judge what is real Christianity? It's just how we feel? Like, can I worship the devil and be a real Christian? Can I worship the devil and be a real Christian? What would make me not a real Christian if I said, I worship the devil, but I'm also a Christian? What would make me not a Christian? Is there any criteria you could apply to that? Like any? Well, I don't worship the devil.
Yeah, I know, but that's not my question. My question is, if a person told you they worship the devil, but they're a Christian, what criteria would you apply that they're not?
As a Catholic, I would say, well, that doesn't align to what Baptism
Let her answer. Let her answer.
What criteria would I judge if someone's Christian or not?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't judge people because people say they're Christian, but then they have premarital sex, or they do a lot of sins, and they don't actually follow the Bible. But at the end of the day...
Sounds like you're judging them.
Huh?
Well, you're making an assessment, right? You're making a value assessment. You're saying
it sounds like
you're doing things which Christians aren't supposed to do, right?
What?
That's what you're doing. That's a judgment.
Well, same with you. You're saying in the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. All the time I judge what people are doing, whether or not it's part of Christian ethics or not. And I think all Christians are supposed to do that. We're supposed to judge based on Christian ethics. That's how we know what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And if people are doing what they should be doing or not doing, right? That's how we know that. So I'm just asking, what is the standard for which you would even use to apply to tell a person who said that they worship the devil and were a Christian? Would you even tell them that they weren't? Would you be like, no, you're not? You can't worship the devil and be... Would you even say that to them?
Well, yes, for worshiping the devil.
Well, then you judge?
You to an extent, I guess.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with judgment?
I think when you're being mean about it, yes.
Oh,
I don't want to be mean. You are mean.
Oh, is that in the first book of Nice, chapter 4? And I find that is that in between Corinthians and Timothy? Is it the book of Nice?
It's okay, Andrew. I have nothing but love for you, and I don't wish to proceed.
You sound like you have nothing but love for me. Well, you should probably end this the best Protestant way and just say, I'll pray for you. Just say, I'll pray for you. I mean, we know that actually means fuck you, but you could say, I'll pray for you. It's okay. Go ahead.
I genuinely will pray for you.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will pray for me. Okay.